All right, well, hello everyone. It's digital host A.J. Wuest wishing you all a very happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Welcome back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast, wherever you're watching Before the Four this Wednesday afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now first, let's talk about the weather. A first alert weather day is declared for today and tomorrow due to the heat and high humidity we're seeing here in the Tennessee Valley. Let's turn over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for what you need to know. Brad?
Well, good afternoon on this First Alert weather day. Very hot out there. We're watching the tropics too. We're going to be talking more about that coming up 4. It will increase our rain chances Friday and Saturday. And I think we're going to see some real heavy rain from some thunderstorms Friday and Saturday just due to the tropical, deep tropical moisture we've got. Another First Alert weather day tomorrow. Heat index around 106. We start getting the dangerous levels right around noon when it gets closer to 105. Feels like still going to be 103 before the thunderstorms Friday. Again, those storms could be quite strong due to the nature of how hot it is and how much instability we have to work with. And then we stay around 90. Pretty much all the way through the weekend. Here's that heat advisory. It goes through 7 p.m. It doesn't include the entire North Alabama. It doesn't include Winchester, but just because you're not included doesn't mean it's not going to be hot. It is. So you need to be taking these precautions. Make sure you are staying hydrated. That is the key. And if you feel stressed, you start getting cramps, things like that, that's when you need to just take a break. Take it easy. Future feels like 3 o'clock tomorrow. That's pretty much when it peaks in many areas, 101 to about 106. And then again, it peaks in Huntsville around 5 o'clock. By 9:30 Thursday evening, it still feels like 100 degrees. So this is brutal. And there's Friday, more heat and humidity. We'll talk thunderstorm chances and we'll get a look at that 10-day forecast coming up at 4 o'clock.
And also, don't forget First Alert Weather Extra. That will be going on tonight at 9:30, and you can watch it wherever you're watching Before the 4 this afternoon. But First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the CTV Center, and he'll have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar. So you're just not going to want to miss it tonight at 9:30, First Alert Weather Extra. But now moving out to DeKalb County, where today we learned that a deputy was involved in a wreck. And let me send that back to a full screen. In the Henniger community. This morning, Henniger police say the wreck happened at the intersection of Highway 75 and Highway 40. In total, authorities said 5 cars were involved and 2 injuries were reported. It's unclear at this time what caused the wreck. But now turning over to a story in case you missed it out of Huntsville. Yesterday, the city of Huntsville held a meeting to discuss what to do with the historic train depot currently in downtown Huntsville. Noah Cowell with this story.
Drew a crowd Tuesday afternoon. Folks were able to strategize on ways to spur interest in the old site downtown once again. Some ideas include small cafes and retail stores, public parks, playgrounds, and more museum attractions.
At the end of the day, whatever uses we end up programming into this space, we want something that people see of value, that they come and visit and come back and visit again.
This comes after years of inactivity at the site. Although the grounds were open, the museum has not been open for 5 years. 8-year-old King Garcia, who has come with his mom to the depot nearly every week for the last 5 years, is obsessed with trains and has been a huge advocate of city action to preserve and restore this site. Today, the museum was finally reopened, giving Kane his first chance to see the inside.
I was so happy, and that makes me happy how more people that like history. And people past the years just like say that trains are stupid and like, don't listen to them.
The depot grounds also saw a decline in recent years, with some people leaving trash and belongings in and around the trains. But the city is determined to change the image of this once highly valued and beloved landmark.
You find evidence of people having slept here, or you find vandalism. That comes when a place isn't being used. That's exactly the reason why we want to engage in this process. We want to figure out what are the uses, what are the activities that we can bring back here and get folks using this site again.
Well, awesome stuff. A very cute kid there. But now we're going to head to break. But coming up after the break, we'll talk about a family recovering after their house caught fire in Meridianville, a stabbing incident in Scottsboro, and more. It's all ahead. I'll see you all in 1 minute. All right, well, hello everyone and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, the family who lost their home to a fire in Meridianville this week is publicly sharing their story for the first time. Colette Magana and her 2 adult daughters were both at home Sunday when their house went up in flames. By the time firefighters arrived, they could only save Maganana's husband's ashes. The 3 had to leave that night with only the clothes they were wearing. But they say they are overwhelmed by the support of the community. The family says the only physical items they truly need right now are suitcases to fit their clothes. Their temporary plan is to stay at an extended stay motel while their insurance company works to find them another place to live. Let's take a listen.
Our neighbor Mike is a hero. The neighbors next door are a hero. Everybody who stood out there to watch and hold us while this was going on are all heroes. Yes. Everybody worked hard. Everybody kept saying, we'll help you, we'll take care of you. Firefighters and the police that were there and the people of the neighborhood all deserve praise.
And now in Scottsboro, where yesterday 48's Callie Neese learned more about a stabbing incident in Scottsboro. Authorities say it all started over a cell phone confrontation. Callie Neese with the details.
Scottsboro Chief of Police Greg Godfrey told me this all started over an argument over a cell phone between a father's son and the son's ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. That argument escalated and put all 3 men in the hospital. Godfrey says the 3 were arguing on East Willow Street when the father hit the new boyfriend in the head with a stick. The son then continued to attack the new boyfriend as he attempted to get away. The boyfriend could not get away, so he pulled out a knife and stabbed both the father and the son. Godfrey told me all 3 of them were taken to the hospital to be treated. 1 had to be flown. Godfrey says luckily they are all now in stable condition.
Could have been very serious. Probably could have had 2 people died. It just didn't hit the right organs.
Godfrey says Scottsboro is a safe city, but current and former romantic partners argue everywhere.
It's all, you always got exes arguing, and then someone new comes in, and you know that don't go well. My advice is to move on. Just move on. Don't worry about the exes, and just take new ground.
At this time, no one is being charged. Until someone is, police will not be releasing any names. Reporting in Scottsboro, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
Well, now it is day 3 of SEC Football Media Days, which of course features the Alabama Crimson Tide on the podium today. Make sure to tune in tonight at 6:30, wherever you're watching Before the Four right now, for 48 Sports Director Carl Prather breaking down everything that transpired today at Media Days. And a first look at the Crimson Tide this season. You can hear from Coach Kalen DeBoer, and you're just not going to want to miss it. Again, that is tonight at at 6:30 on Facebook, YouTube, and the 48 Now live stream. But now let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. A hot dog event happening in Madison for National Hot Dog Day. Get those details coming up. Another story you're just not going to want to miss. A Decatur cop traveling to Zambia to dig wells and teach local law enforcement on human trafficking. Get those details, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And now it's 3:50. It is time for Facebook fun, and of course, our 48 Facebook question of the day today. If you could only have one app, just one app on your phone, what would it be? One app for me, I think I would have to go with my music app. That is the app I'm probably frequenting the most, always listening to some new music, some new artists. So I would have to go with my Apple Music app. But let's see what you all had to say. Just one app on your phone, which would it be? Let's see. The phone app, that's from Made New. You got to call people 100%. Martha said Google. Yes, you can do some searches on Google, do some research. Always a good one to have. TikTok said Nisha Lashawn. Hey, more power to you. I'm not the type of guy who's frequenting TikTok too often, but I know a lot of people do, 100%. Thomas said YouTube Music. That's right. You can see any artist, any song you want at any time. You do have ads though, which is kind of a turnoff. Lance said your weather app without the ads. No, I feel that 100%. But you're staying weather alert. Thank you so much for getting our first alert weather app. Tammy said Facebook, because that's how you keep up with family, 100%. And then back to the start, back to the phone. But you all had super awesome comments today on our 48 Facebook question of the day. That is just about it for today's Before the Four. I'm letting you out a little bit early today, but I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Stay hydrated. Crank that AC up and make sure you are staying cool 100%. But you all have a great night. Enjoy tonight's evening newscast. Make sure to stick around for SEC Media Days now in day 3 to hear the latest on the Crimson Tide and 48 Sports Director Carl Prather. Again, that's tonight at 6:30. But have a great night. And as always, thank you so much for watching.